Southern Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first at this time, the challenger. He is Andy Optimal. And his opponent tonight, he is your current reigning and defending PWA Southern Heavyweight Champion, the Tennessee Hangman, Larry Cooter!
Welcome, you've heard the introduction, but this is PWA, October the 11th in Gladesville, Lebanon, Tennessee, Lebanon Community Center. This is their Halloween show, Fright Night. And Andy Optimal ought to be afraid right now because he's in there with the Tennessee Hangman, Larry Cooter. This is Russ the Rip, joined along ringside is Tim the Voice Miner and Rico. The artist formerly known as Rico, who is now known as RJ, or Arj.
Or Junior.
Junior, yeah, Junior.
No, Junior ain't came out yet.
Anyway, in case you don't know, that is Danny Hayes, the referee with the black and white stripes. He's got a great mustache, but he can't count to 3. And he is and by accident. And that is Larry Cooter in the, I'll say the singlet, except it's not a singlet.
And Larry thinks he's about to beat on his son.
Well, I don't know if he's related or not, but
No, I mean, he looks like Landon. He's like Landon's age.
and that
Are you believe us? We got a little back in.
This is the 3rd match in a row.
who Rico is talking
I
about
had
is
nothing to do with that.
Yes, you did.
Andy Optimal. And
It's like 15
I
years
just,
old.
some people have seen my show and trying to go.
Probably.
No.
Either that or vice versa. Other way around.
no offense, but and I'm very, very, very partial to your show. But Matt Starr doesn't need to copy anybody. Andy Optimal is not a squasher. He's not a jobber. He's not a jabroni. He's here for a reason. He's wrestled the PWA
He's
quite a
going to
bit.
get beat up by Larry.
He's going to give Larry everything Larry can stand. See, like that. Larry can't look past this young man because he's like Landon Bradley. He's as quick and breathes light as he
Look,
can
Larry's just
go.
playing around. He's like down there taking a nap.
I'm not sure, but if you could ask his groin area, groin
He stepped on
muscles,
it. He's not.
his groin muscles.
Look at it. See, just turned that quickly
I
into a.
love that. It's great catch-can wrestling.
Well, catch cannons are chasing each other around the ring.
Okay, there's scientific wrestling. According to Gordon Foley and Lance Russell. Dave Brown doesn't have a clue. Let's talk about the weather. And there is the star of the show walking across Matt Starr. Just went out the door. Maybe he's leaving.
The star of the show ain't.
He's wrestling some of his men. He might.
No.
No, and this is Matt Starr.
There's a
He's not going to do that. Go, Andy.
And the operator's next up again. Here goes another big fight. Not a quick action right there.
Aren't you impressed that once we
Not yet. He's not done anything to impress
Let me tell you
me.
what you're impressed about. Larry Cooter just went one-on-one with a high flyer and did all the quick little moves.
No, Rusty. No.
He didn't go 2-on-1.
No.
He didn't go
That was
3-on-1.
no high flyer. I was already impressed with Larry a long time
All of the
ago.
little quick moves that he
I
did.
am not. No.
Okay, low flying move.
Rusty.
Catch can this time.
Rusty. Right now.
Feel free not to listen to what Inco is saying.
I was impressed with Larry a long time ago. Right now is nothing. Larry hasn't. He's just playing around with this kid.
They're doing. Oh yeah, once again, it's a one-punch match. Larry wants it to be that. But he's trying to be a fan favorite. He usually escalates. I want the old Hangman back that doesn't wait for escalate. He has forearm shiver. And once again, that could be the match. If it were me,
I've already
I've already given up. If it's me, I've given up and it's not me.
Yeah, but this kid needs to realize he's in a world heavyweight championship. And he better split it up.
Well, I don't want to make you look bad, but Andy Ottawa,
look bad.
He is a world champion caliber. He's been in a lot of championship matches. He's held belts. Yes, he's held belts. Not here, but in other wrestling organizations. Well, not many people beat Larry.
Has he beat Larry? So,
not yet. Not yet.
I don't think he will.
I don't either. I don't think you're going to have to bring a Toby Farley or Jeremiah Pluckett to even get close to beating Larry. Or Tonga or Malachi. But
Malachi said he got something for you too.
Even be in the, but there again.
See, this kid, he's messing up. Okay, you got Larry, you got the heavyweight champion on the mat. No, you want to hand it to the crowd.
Leave him on the map.
No, he needs to stay on top of it.
That's what I'm saying. Leave Larry on the map. I'm agreeing with you, and you're arguing about it.
No, I'm not arguing with you. I'm just frustrated with what this kid is doing.
Yeah.
Or what he's not doing.
It's been a good time to throat punch him or something. I don't
Do
know.
something. Don't let him get up.
Get him in maybe get him in some kind of submission hold while he's laying there helpless. Put a sleeper on him while he's half asleep.
I mean, this shows you this kid hasn't been there before.
He has, but it's what most wrestlers make the mistake. Larry's liable to do the same thing here in a minute. But once again, when you're Larry Cooter, when you're 230 pounds of thick, raw bone muscle, works out every day, wrestles, I believe, about 5 days a week.
Sometimes more than that.
Yeah. He's all over the country. He just got back from Virginia, touring Virginia. I don't see how they can keep up with that.
He needs to stay on top of Larry.
He does a lot in the Knoxville area, and Tri-Cities, and over Virginia. Oh! I'm liking that. I like the vicious.
Yeah, that's not going to be enough to keep Larry down. We need to do a lot more than that. We may have to break his neck, and that may not even be enough.
I remember correctly, last time Octaville was here, they fell, didn't he? Last time, back in the, I believe, sometime in early spring or late winter.
Bro, this is my first time seeing it.
He was not a rule breaker. He was more like.
I'm going to tell you this.
He broke the rules when he needed to.
If I was a fanfare or not, if I'm in the World Heavyweight Championship, there is no rules. I don't care.
That's exactly what I say that you get out of the other time.
No.
You stretch the rules as much as you can.
You acknowledge and you praise the outside interference by certain people. Certain people. You can't everybody.
I am. You're the one that's not. You're the one that does what you said. If they have, they're wearing a tie.
Elbow by Indy Optimal. That's not going to be enough to hold. This kid better. He seems frustrated already. I don't know why. I mean, stay on him. Yeah, stay on him. That's the reason why he's not.
You're right. That's the mistake.
Yeah. That shows
Forget the fans.
Inexperience. He's trying to pander to this crowd. He doesn't like him already.
Now, once again, if there is an advantage here, it's his youthfulness, it's his quickness.
But this is also his disadvantage.
Sometimes it takes a man over 30 times to catch his breath.
But it's also his disadvantage because he's trying to show off like he should. Because he's got youth. He thinks that his youth is going to be enough to hold Larry.
He's optimal.
He's not optimistic. Well, he's optimistic, but
He wants everybody to think that he is optimal. But like you say, I agree with you thoroughly. You should not give the hangman a breath.
Optics is everything. Right now, the optics is showing that this kid is inexperienced and he needs to stay on top of that, especially in a World Heavyweight Championship match.
Do not give Larry a chance to breathe here.
Oh, no, I've seen plenty of people, even bigger than this kid, give Larry a breather and it cost him deals.
Because he could,
look at him.
Let him get it. Get it to breathe.
Oh!
That
hurt me. I bet that kid will make this mistake again.
Well, Larry's paying the taxes for that.
Well, the kid starting to better realize that he cannot. Well, I don't know.
I remember seeing you, if I remember correctly, Larry Zbyszko knocked him down.
Well, we're not going to go there.
It was Larry Zabisco.
No, it was Doug Gilbert.
Oh, okay. Batman.
Yeah, he was Doug
Got a
Gilbert.
bat.
Threw me to the ring post. I still have the scar on the side of my head.
But you were in there with Larry Zabisco.
Yes.
World champion. Not at that time, but he had been for many years. And he was an older man, but he still had all his muscles. They
That was one of his last matches.
all the old man muscles, but they were there.
He was still the living legend.
I'm sorry, Mr. Cooter. I am your fan. And Andy. Anybody go this long with Cooter deserves some props.
This kid, he probably could have been champion by now if he stayed on there.
Well, I don't know about that. Boy, you switched from a squash match to just a win at it.
See, look, there's that youth again. That inexperience.
You talking about Larry Cooper's inexperience?
No,
Yeah, he's always-
Optimal's inexperience.
He's always saying bad things about Cooter.
I've never said not a bad thing about you.
Well,
Irish whip into the corner.
Cooter's a man, I'll say a man for all seasons, or all types. Whatever type, however style you want to wrestle, he can do it. He can do it all in one match if need be.
This match may have been over by now, but this kid, why should he care what this crowd thinks of him? They don't like him anyway. So why should he care?
Because he hadn't been here in a while, half of them don't know him.
But what a way to make a statement about beating the champion and becoming the new PWA Southern Heavyweight Champion. That's how you make a statement.
Oh, see, that's that quickness. There he goes. Oh!
It's Larry.
What was that move? A Russian leg sweep?
Yes.
He's American.
Tennessee leg sweep. With a cowbell.
Tennessee two-step.
Oh, that'll work. We'll remember that.
He'll be
It's a hoedown.
Larry Hillbilly.
Hey, it's a hoedown and a hoe not put down.
Tim better hope Larry
Forgive me.
didn't call him
That wasn't right.
Hillbilly.
That was dirty. Wasn't it? Sorry.
As soon as Larry gets to his feet, this kid is done.
Well, once again, get over there and don't let Larry get to your feet.
See, look. Inexperienced. Larry's starting to warm up now.
Oh, chin break. Well,
He kicked out.
once again, I'm not a wrestler, but I know a bunch of them. 101 wrestling.
Stay on the opponent.
Stay on the opponent, and if he's bigger than you, you get him on the mat and don't let him up. Because you're the same size when you're down. Andre the Giant isn't a giant when he's laying down.
When Larry takes off the straps.
Yeah, it's trap time. He gets knocked down. No,
You got a knee to the face that time,
it's
though.
double trap time. Now, there's nothing at all. I would not take anything away from this match. I thoroughly enjoy it. I'd love to see Optimal go against Landon Bradley.
Yes. But if this kid, if he loses, his inexperience is going to be why. Him not staying
He's
hard
getting his knee ready to give Larry one to the head. He's going to get a bell to
His
the
knee should
head.
have been ready at the start of the match.
He didn't have to pull it down, his knee pad down to give Larry a knee.
Signal him to
Look, he's waiting to let Larry get to his feet.
I'm impressed with that he didn't even lift Larry.
Well, Larry would be.
That's it. That's it. That's a 10. He held up two fingers and said, he waved two fingers and then said ring the bell. Looked like
But
it.
that's what the kid.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the match and still your PWA Southern Heavyweight Champion, the Tennessee
I think he hurt his finger.
Larry Cooter!
I think the referee about to hurt his fingers when he's hitting the mat.
You got tired of those near falls.
Let's see.
Kid can only blame himself for that loss. He thinks he's the champion.
He got knocked out.
He got punched. He's in dreamland.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Tim and Rusty Show. It is October 21st, and we are in a haunting mode. So, Tim Miner will be joining me shortly. Sorry we had to postpone our October 19th show. Tim will tell you more about that in a little bit, what we're planning to do. But it was a mix-up with the guard, the death of the family, and everything. We just apologize for our end. There's no excuses. We should have had a show, but we couldn't have a show. So anyway, some of our personnel's out of pocket. We do have key personnel that we really need to be at the show when it's there. But now, speaking of fantasy football, I'd just like for you to know that last week at our fantasy football, the TMTV Pick'ems, I was 100%, and the Jonathan Salyer, TMTV Jonathan Salyer Fantasy Football League, that's my deceased grandson. Tim named him after him. He did help us raise him. Anyway, I actually won my game. Now, this week.
Now, I noticed several people on there were like, there's no Tim, just Rusty. And they were crying. Yeah. They were crying emojis. They were like, oh, no, we can't have this. We got to have Tim.
And then this week, I'm not Mr. Perfect. I'm, I guess, Mr. 80%. I missed 2. No, I missed 3. I had 12 right in Pick'ems, and I lost my game. So for anybody you know about fantasy football, so Tim Miner, I'm going into this game. I'm still favored to win last night. Both of us had 2 players. And I had Mike Evans, who ends up getting hurt, and a kicker from Tampa. And then he
lost.
Yeah, I lost. He had Baker Mayfield and Derrick Henry. Well, first half, Derrick Henry, he was playing for me. First time I've ever cheered against Derrick Henry. Don't score a touchdown, get some yards or whatever, look good, knock somebody down, but don't score a touchdown because anyway, he ends up the second half just burning trails.
Anyways,
up through there.
Let's jump off something else.
Wait, let me finish that. He gets 24 points, and Baker Mayfield gets 57. Mike Evans is out, and Baker Mayfield's throwing to Mike Evans. So, anyway, I lost that game. But
I won my game.
I won Pick'ems.
Anyways, that still has a long ways to go.
There's people out there still like fantasy football.
Anyways, we were unable to run our show this past Saturday. I would love to be on here talking about what we just had as a show, but the guardship is changing. They're changing people that are over the guard. And so the new guy that's coming from out of state was unable to get here and get our paperwork done. And so we were unable to rent the building. The previous guy could not do the paperwork.
He was gone, wasn't he?
Yeah. But I'm not sure how that worked out. But all I know is that we couldn't get the building for Saturday night.
My understanding, he had a death in the family, too, the new person coming in.
Yeah.
And was out of state.
So,
and prayers got
we
to
were
that.
going to reschedule, try to do the 26th, but the 26th, Blackthorn is going to be out of town. We can't have dirty bathrooms.
If you only knew all that Blackthorn does at a show.
But no, the 26th was a lot of my help was not going to be there, and a lot of our wrestlers are already booked at other shows that night.
The main ones.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, we
the
can't
champions were.
And then we thought, what about the second? If we throw it on the second, we'd have 2 shows in November. But the problem with the second is PWA is running that Saturday in Lebanon.
And some of our concession stand people were going to be out the second.
And the second, a lot of wrestlers would be at PWA that also work for us. So that would be throw a wrench in both of our.
We didn't want to butt heads with that. PWA.
So we have decided we're just going to use this show. The 3rd Saturday in November is what we're always scheduled for. So we're supposed to talk to the new guard guy tomorrow to make sure that we've got the 3rd Saturday. But whatever Saturday we have, which is supposed to be the 3rd Saturday in November, will be the show that we probably will lose some of the Halloween things. We're not going to do a Halloween costume contest because it'll be the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
I believe that's the 19th.
Is it before
November?
The Saturday before Thanksgiving then?
2 Saturdays before Thanksgiving. I'll tell you for sure. Hey, go ahead.
But
I'm sorry.
It's the Saturday before Thanksgiving. Not Saturday after Thanksgiving.
November 16th.
Yeah, it would be the 16th. Would be our.
It's two Saturdays. Beg your pardon.
Oh,
It
it's
don't matter.
Two
It's the
Saturdays.
it's
Two
the
Saturdays
16th.
before the
Well, we got
Thanksgiving.
5 Saturdays
Thanksgiving
this
falls
year.
in the last week.
We didn't
so-
have 5 Saturdays. It'd be what you said.
So it would fall on the. Did you say the 16th? November 16th.
November
would be
16th.
What we plan on doing the show. We're going to still use the same matches. We probably won't do the trick or treat match because we could possibly still do that.
We can still do
We
that.
can still do that. But we'll still have a battle royal. We'll still have
I'd still like to do the surprise match. Whoever you've got coming in to beat up on Mike Cobb.
we can have a birthday bash for Howard Briley or
Cletus Bass.
Cletus Bass.
Hey, Cletus.
That's a day before his birthday. Now, this past show was supposed to be a day after your birthday or before your.
The 19th. My birthday was the 18th. Thank you all for all your wishes on Facebook and
And
other
see,
places.
we was going to have a cake to put in your face and everything.
Well,
my mama would bake the cake.
We could do that for.
Remember, my mama baked you cake once before.
Yeah, and the
You
Dirty
got it-
White
you
Boys
got it
is
put in
aimed
your
for
face
you.
by
and
your
with my-
own buddies.
Yeah.
The Dirty White Boys put it in your face.
I need to reconnect with them.
So they can put a pie or a cake in your face again?
I'd take a cake in the face if they would come. If they could, we could.
I
Somehow
almost
get
called it
together.
pie. Rusty, do you like pie?
Oh yeah, I like pie. Chocolate pie and pumpkin pie. I had that for my birthday. I like
Pumpkin pie.
Oh yeah,
Nasty.
Now we had East Tennessee, where I grew up. There's a pumpkin-like gourd called Cushaw, and or Cushaw, and they were actually better. It's a different consistency of the pumpkin.
Yeah, we
Tastes
will
very
have-
similar, but I love that.
November 2nd, Escobar is having a birthday bash at PWA on that Saturday.
Oh,
And
what are we
then-
going to do to him?
Oh, we'll just be over there videoing. We don't have anything to do.
Well, I'd like to get in on this if they're going to do something to him.
But we will have a birthday bash for me in December.
You have a birthday?
December. Yeah,
I thought you quit having them
my
about 5
birthday's-
years ago.
My birthday is December the 24th, Christmas Eve. Why are you sitting over here telling me that you're not going to go for my birthday bash, Luke? I'll let you put a
Because
cake in my
Malachi
face.
is going to be there. Are we allowed to talk about Luke's new look that he has?
What's wrong? What new look?
Well, he's got 2 new looks. One is up at the top, and one's about midway down his arm.
Oh, you sound like he was transitioning or something.
Well, I'm not sure, considering what his arm might be transitioning. Anyway, we allowed to talk about that, or is that something he don't want?
Well, you've already brought it up now.
Well,
now
they can-
everybody,
they
Luke,
can
you
wait
want
to
to
see
show
what you
everybody on
show.
camera your tattoo?
He got a tat. If I thought it for sure, he would have got one of Tim's mama. That's his girlfriend, Betty Boop.
If-
But he didn't do that.
Yeah.
At least why that's who he says is his
if he would-
mama.
And Andrew Kirkpatrick is watching, so you can show him your tattoo.
And he's got
Yes, Andrew, he
new,
got a tattoo.
He's got a new hairdo too.
Let's see if he's got Hello Kitty.
It's all right. We can get that off there with a lot of bleach and,
I
and
don't
a wire
think so.
brush and a wire brush. Thorne will probably like that. Matter of fact, he'll
Well, I
probably,
told Thorne that he got a tattoo, and Thorne was like, "What?"
and then when he got,
he's not old enough. Of course, he'll be 18 soon. So,
so Thorne will probably add something to that before it's over with.
oh, and Andrew says he does like the new hair though. The top part, Rusty's talking about, he's got his hair pulled back,
hair.
and he says, "Oh my word!" about the tattoo.
And all the lovely ladies love his hair. Oh, by the way, I misspoke since Andrew's on the line here. Andrew Kirkpatrick in our pick'ems we're tied at 72 wins each, and he's, because of the tiebreaker, he's ahead of me. I was one ahead of him last week because of that, even though we were the same score. Anyway, so he is in first place. Give him his credit. Some of you know who that is. If you don't,
Okay,
he's one of my pastors.
We have Bulk Hogany. I don't know who Bulk Hogany is. Asking
Hogan?
who our favorite NFL team is. Well, my favorite team is right here.
Is that Brooke Hogan?
Bulk Hogany. Bulk.
Okay.
It's a parody name, probably. I'm a 49ers fan. I've always been a 49ers fan all my life.
So we have a moment of silence.
Back before they ever won a Super Bowl. I was a 49ers fan when they had Steve DeBerg at quarterback. I've actually got a card of Steve Spurrier playing quarterback for the 49ers.
And
from
that
1976.
and that makes me not a 49ers fan. It's like sitting here beside somebody who's cheering for Alabama or Georgia
I have never done
or worse yet, Florida Gators.
He is so full of it because I'd never even talk about the 49ers that much.
Only all the time.
He talks more about the Titans about how bad the Titans are. And
they are.
Yes.
But that's a real legitimate
you
team.
Been to church in several weeks.
So, yes, I have. I'm there all the time. I was there today.
I'm talking about on Sundays.
Andrew, was I at church today?
Do you see me wear 49ers apparel?
Yes, I have. Not right now. I'm wearing the Tim TV apparel. So, matter of fact, I became a Ravens fan because when they played the 49ers in the Super Bowl and beat the 49ers, by the way, even after the 49ers turned the electricity off for about an hour.
The 49ers had nothing to do with that.
It happened at their stadium.
No, it didn't. It was
it was a Super Bowl.
Super Bowl was at
anyway, I became a 49ers fan and a Joe Flacco fan. And so, you acted like Joe Flacco was Brock Purdy, the one that everybody else thinks Brock Purdy. By the way, after 3 years, he is relevant. He's finally getting there, but his team's falling apart. He don't have anybody to throw to, don't have anybody to run the ball.
They've had a lot of injuries this year.
Debo Samuel is probably out.
But now Jordan Mason has done great. Running back from Gallatin, Tennessee.
I've heard two things on Chris McCaffrey, that he's not coming back and he's coming back.
Here's a message for you, Luke, from Andrew Kirkpatrick. Luke better be there tomorrow
because
he's got his eyes on you.
We got a bleach and wire brush party coming. Okay, so what about Chris McCaffrey? Is he out or not out? I've heard that he's probably out for the season, and today they're talking about bringing him back.
Who's that?
Christian McCaffrey.
I'm not really sure. But now Jordan Mason has really come in and done a great job.
He's a 49er. You've already thrown him to the side because he can't score anything?
No, I don't know if he's coming back here or not. I haven't watched it. I've been working on TV service the last year. I'm on vacation, and part of our TV service went down. So I've had to individually send out messages to
800 people,
a lot of customers, and I'm still working on it.
Maybe 1,000.
I've had people message me while we've been on the show.
Maybe 2,000 or 3,000. So, okay. Anyway, he's out for now. Jordan Mason is doing good. And in case you all don't remember, Tim Miners played basketball with Jordan Mason. Well, not as the same age bracket, or he's played 4 years.
Well, he used to go to my nephew's house. Him and Colin were good friends.
He's been to one of our youth services.
He was in our youth service when I was youth pastor when we did the church at Kevin's house.
We had
but him and Colin were good friends. And his younger brother was really good friends with Hayden Miner, but they both played for Gallatin. All four of those guys played for Gallatin.
We had a lot of
his brother was a great defensive player, one of the best defensive players I believe that come through Gallatin.
We had a lot of good things. There's about 100 people there that night, wasn't there? 80-some that day that we had that Jordan Mason was there.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it was packed. That was a very good time, fun time. A lot of good stuff happened, and yet when I get back in my life, it's sort of a dark time. So, but I would not have changed it for the world. Loved it.
But back to our wrestling show, RWF Wrestling will be
change some of the things I did.
We plan on being in action November the 16th. Yeah. November the 16th, and we will have
Blackthorn.
Blackthorn. Make sure we got tissue in the bathrooms. He's going to make sure that the bathrooms are cleaned. I'm assuming everybody's okay.
We're
gonna have a battle royal.
Oh, good.
We will still have our RWF street fight, which will be Dewey Barnes against Malachi.
Boy, you think Dewey somehow did something to get the guard, first sergeant from the guard or whatever, not to be there, so he'd run for that? Or do you think Malachi did that? Malachi, did you pull some shenanigans and whatnots? So you wouldn't have to take a Dewey beating?
We'll also have Jason Xavier taking on Landon Bradley for the RWF Junior Heavyweight title.
Okay, you've already told we could just have those two matches. That's a show. And the last show we had, that was
this next match is
the best match we had.
This next match is going to be a classic, I believe. Xavier Michaels puts his RWF United States title on line against Austin Cruz.
Ooh, in the locker match. Can we bring a locker out there like a coffin? Wow. Anyway, that's going to be the human wrecking ball against the
and then we have
MMA expert.
Drew Weatherby and LBK teaming up to take on Sharp Dressed Men. Tag team titles on the line. Special guest referee is Rico. Now, the good thing about this being postponed this past week was Rico now can still continue to work on counting to 3.
And the last time that
and
he interfered, they broke his ribs.
And he can keep studying on the rule book of wrestling because, you know,
he ain't going to use any of them.
Yeah.
He's going to go in there. He's going to be biased toward against Sharp Dressed Men. You just expect him to hoodoo them in some way. I already know how this is going to go, or could be both. He's going to get another beatdown. Actually, I think when he interferes in the match, I'm surprised all 4 of the wrestlers and the referee don't beat him down.
And then we have our main event. It's going to be Matt Starr taking on Sean Hoodrich. That was going to be the trick or treat match. We may still keep the bags and do the trick or treat type match on that one.
My hometown hero.
And then we will have our battle royal. The battle royal will be like a Money in the Bank type thing. The winner gets to turn in the win for a.
Can we mention some of the wrestlers that's going to be in that?
Well,
like Rock Dog's going to be in it.
Rock Dog will be in that. Blackthorn.
I'd love to see him in action.
Colton Christ.
Yeah.
JDV. Mike Cobb. Actually, Mike Cobb's going to take on Larry Cooter in a singles match, but they both may come back and be in the battle royal.
Once again, you just elevated the whole thing. You just put in another main event right there with Cooter and Cobb.
D'Amico Graves, Classic Man, David Matthews, and anybody else that we
Skinny South.
I said Kenny South.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I might be in there.
Didn't hear him.
Oh no, wait! I was going to be
in there.
No, I was going to be in there if y'all got enough views on our one video and we didn't get it.
Sometimes I actually listen to when people are talking, and
Luke's going to be in it.
Well, here's why Luke might be in it. Because if Malachi wants in it, he's already told us, if I want in it, I will be in it. And if you want to stop me, go ahead if you can. And so that he's probably going to drag Luke up there and throw him in because he's got a choke slam coming. But and even people,
if he comes and does that to Luke, I'm going to let him. I'm just going to sit back and watch.
We've got a body bag somewhere. Anyway,
I'm going to be like, go Malachi, go.
Well, he wears a Malachi hater shirt on. It's like, why would you find the biggest dog in the room and poke him with a stick? Actually,
that's why he changed his hair. That way Malachi won't recognize him.
Is he starting to stick sticks in his hair to look like Malachi?
No, he's trying to make it where Malachi can't recognize him. Now, something Randall Silcox said, we're talking about James Mason.
Like Randall. Is he Randall on here?
Yeah, Randall's watching.
Hey,
Coach
Randall.
Silcox. But he was talking about we was talking about James Mason, the brother of Jordan Mason. I said that I thought he was one of the best. He was one of the best defensive players Giles had ever seen. It was almost like he knew where the play was going almost on every play. But Randall says Coach Clemens and Coach Broderick still say James Mason is the best linebacker they've coached.
And he was running back too.
No, he was a linebacker.
Jordan Mason?
No, James Mason. We're talking about James, his younger brother.
Oh, well, I didn't get that. Yeah, I apologize.
His younger brother was a great defensive player. I thought he would make it really far as far as college and everything. I'm not sure what happened there, but
for those of you that know Coach Silcox, when he was a teenager and playing football, that's when they went to the state, I believe, against Randall.
Yeah, they went to state championship.
Him and his brother Brantz, and they won, didn't they?
92.
Yeah, and they played, I believe, Milan, which is another one of my adopted hometown. Randall could pick up the front end of a car, and his brother Brantz would jump over. We go out after church on youth service.
Oh yeah, they went to our church with us.
And they just jump, and Randall just pick it up like it's nothing. And
they were in our youth group.
It wasn't a Volkswagen. It was. Wow, I was amazed. Do you remember those things, brother Silcox? I say your name wrong. I've always had trouble with it.
But
is it with a P or an S?
What?
Randall Silcox or Phil?
Silcox.
Phil. Okay.
Silcox.
Of course, Anyway, I just love that. And of course, he's gone on to do great things here in his hometown after playing for college football and everything. We need him to wrestle. He might be, over 20, but or maybe even over 30. But I bet you he could still. We might have somebody for you, Malachi.
It was Randall Silcox and the baseball coach. I believe it was the baseball coach came to and the baseball coach used to help coach football. They came to a wrestling show when I was doing the announcing, and
Is that us?
no,
yeah.
it was Mike Porter's show when we had
Okay.
Ricky Morton there.
Oh yeah,
And
I remember that.
you know,
show.
I talked to him. I said, you know, I'd love to be doing this for sports, you know, for football or for, and then within a couple of weeks, I was in the press box doing music, and of course that led to Coach Luna reaching out to me for me doing basketball, and
and
then
then Randall brought you in on
and then
softball,
softball. You know, I did baseball for a couple of years there, and then do softball now and do the live stream for softball, which we'll be using the same format for live stream for softball this coming year. So
That'd be cool.
we're going to have a pretty good. I'm going to like it a whole lot better. It's going to be a whole lot more simpler, and be able to talk to the fans. You know, with
I preferred
live stream.
in that sports venue of the baseball and softball. I prefer the girls softball, not because of Pervin. Just to me, it's more exciting.
Well, there's more runs,
more
scored.
hits, more runs. More,
In the 2 years I did baseball
Those
for
girls
Gallatin
are
High
tough.
School, I saw 2 home runs knocked out of the park at Gallatin's baseball stadium. I saw 5 home runs in one game, I believe, for Gallatin softball. It was
What
between
makes-
the 2 teams.
makes
They hit
some more
4 or 5
exciting.
out.
And the way they pitch that underhanded, throwing it. I don't know. Do they throw it 100 miles an hour? I know
They
that
throw it pretty fast.
the Olympics and the semi-pros or whatever they do, but I don't know about high school. I'd say they probably do. And it's really neat to see, some little feminine thing go out there and all of a sudden turn into a beast.
The match we showed earlier before we come on with its live stream talk was a match between Larry Cooter and Andy Optimal. It was from PWA Wrestling. They had wrestling this past Saturday night in Pulaski. They were supposed to have another one scheduled for this coming Saturday or Friday night in Pulaski, but it has been postponed. They're going to move it to sometime in November. So I'm not sure what happened with that, but
Probably because it's so far away. But anyway, no, that's all right. Their next show is the 1st and the 2nd of November. They're having a doubleheader, like you said. Anyway, we'll give you more ideas on that when the time comes, more who's going to be there. Unless you already know them. I've got them written down, but some of the people's going to be there, but I don't have it with me. That'll be good.
But our November show will be our 1-year anniversary show. It will be Renegade Rampage, and it's going to be.
So we're going to do the anniversary on that day. Okay.
Yeah. But we're using the same card we're going to use for October.
Because
same matches.
We talked about the possibility of bumping it to December because that was our first. That's a first show in Gallatin of Renegade, and that that's a big deal too. And that was a goodbye to Boogie show.
Yeah, we want to keep it the 1-year anniversary as far as
But that'll be a double header right there too, though, because that's cool. And we thank all of you who travel. We've got some of our crew travels. It's Lakota and Kinsey. They travel from Pulaski area. He told me he liked that show because they're about 10 minutes from his house. They travel that for us every show, and both of them totally involved in it.
Well, and we do apologize. It was such a late. We didn't find out until 2 days before the show that we couldn't have a show.
I'm curious if we had people to show up. It'd be interesting.
Well, we got the word out there really fast.
I know, but everybody don't. You might be like me. Like I've tried to answer all of my birthday greetings that you've sent me on Facebook, but I don't necessarily look at everything every day, or check everything out every day. So if you do get in touch with me, eventually I'll get back with you. It's best to text me. That's how I get along. And if you can't get a hold of Tim, give me the note and I'll pass it on to him. He may ignore it.
Oh, somebody sent me a note for you, but I forgot to send it along to you.
Like Psychomedic had some choice words for you that I sent on to you. But and that's the real reason he could be at our show the 26th. That's the real reason we're not having it, because Psychomedic could be there, isn't it? His
really?
contract was up and he was coming back, and you just canceled that show. Okay, we're not having it now.
No, we did it because of other reasons.
Oh, that was one of the reasons, and there was other reasons.
There's other reasons.
Man. Anyway, that was. What are you going to do with Psychomedic when he does come back? What should I know? What would be fun? There's a monster known as Malachi. Oh, Medic, you know what I think of you. If anybody can, no, never mind. No, I'm sorry. You're really going to have to bring out your shenanigans, and you're going to have to act like Commissioner and owner Tim Miner.
We might throw him in the Battle Royal.
Oh, by the way, let me get. Well, Mr. McMahon, he was, someone before. We won't mention his name again at this point because it's going to be a derogatory statement. As Rico said, Mr. McMahon never was the general manager. He was the chairman of the board. He was the owner, but he was the chairman of the board for quite a while, as was Linda and as was Triple H. Anyway, that's the term they use. So he did have a dual role. So I'm glad. I don't want you to change that unless, Thorne wins it back. And it'd be nice for Thorne to put you, is Thorne watching tonight?
I haven't seen him pop on here yet.
I haven't heard his wife howl.
Maybe clean the restrooms.
I'm just kidding, Sheba. No, that's not Sheba. What is her name now? Her handle? Well, maybe
Banshee.
Banshee. Yeah, squall like a banshee.
But anyways, this coming week in NFL, we got the Saints and the Chargers. I'm taking the Chargers.
Chargers. Yeah, those Saints still got quarterback problems.
Jets and the Patriots. I'm taking the Jets. I think the Jets need a win, and I think they get one.
Well, if they don't beat the Patriots, I think it's through for them because the Patriots are the team that's struggling. What about the Bucks?
You won't see. Oh yeah,
Bucks
you might
and the
see me on
Falcons?
Monday morning, Brian Burkon. I go back to work on Saturday. I'm on vacation right now.
What about the Bucks and the Falcons? That's a hard game.
Well, I'm going through over here. Just follow along with what I've got the Bills and the Seahawks.
Bills.
I don't know. The Seahawks have played pretty good here in this past week. But I'm going to go with Bills.
I like the Seahawks. They're one of my. I love the Geno Smith comeback story.
Giants at the Steelers. I'm going to go with the Steelers.
Seahawks are 4-3 and Buffalo's 5-2. And it looks predictions is going to be a close game within 3 points if predictions are true. Who did you say? Steelers?
Steelers.
It's hard to bet against the Steelers now.
Uh-huh.
That's one of the things that messed me up this week. At the end, I had the Steelers pick since Monday, even before the week started of
Did
last
you miss
week.
That one?
And I switched it to the Jets.
I caught up with one on you, I guess.
I believed all the hype of the new receiver coming in and everything, and I thought, well, maybe and you coach him, and all that just messed them up. I'm not picking against the Steelers unless it is the Detroit or
we have
or
the Cardinals.
40,
the Cardinals against
Chiefs.
the Dolphins. I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. I think Tua is going to be back for the Dolphins, but I'm still going with the Cardinals.
That is, and they were talking about that on the radio on my way over here on the Rob Parker show, the Odd Couple show, and they talked about concussions and different things. It's like that's the way they're built. The football players are built to play football, and if they can play, they play. But he's not going to wear the concussion helmet, that padded thing. I've noticed this year, first time I've ever noticed it, players are actually playing in those things.
Yeah.
Why would he not? I mean, it just seems.
The Titans do not have a bye week this week. They play the Lions, who are going to probably annihilate them.
Oh, let's have a moment of silence for my Titans.
Yes, Brian Burkon, I'm on vacation again. I get 6 weeks a year.
The Titans should be sitting at least 3-4. They might even be 4-3. They got one, and the backup quarterback got that. Part of it's the quarterback. Major part of it is the right tackle. They can't get right.
We got the Ravens and the Browns. I'm going to go with the Ravens.
But then you got a quarterback who can't get it to Calvin Ridley and
DeAndre
Hopkins.
To the next song.
Oh,
go to the next game.
Which song is that?
The Ravens and the Browns.
Same old song. Well,
Ravens. I'm going to
DeAndre Hopkins got hurt. I believe he's
okay. You're still on the Titans. We've already moved away from that.
Not Hopkins.
Two games ago.
No, he's the quarterback of the Browns.
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson is out.
That doesn't matter. They just
He
don't-
wasn't doing any good anyway. So
It might be the best thing for them. The Chiefs and the Raiders. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. You just can't go against Patrick Mahomes. You got the Commanders.
Matter of fact, you'd probably pick
Ooh.
the Chiefs over the 49ers now, wouldn't you?
Game of the week is going to be the Vikings and the Commanders.
I agree. The Commander skins. You showing it?
Oh, they can't see it down there.
Oh, okay.
And then we have the Eagles and the Bengals. I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
Well,
No, it's not the Vikings.
hold on,
It's the
just
Bears and the.
look at the advertisement here.
Hold on a second. I was wrong. It's the Bears and the Commanders, which still will be a good
We have
matchup.
a first here. Tim
I'm gonna go with
Miner's
the
wrong.
I'm gonna go with the Commanders in that one.
Commander skins, yes.
Texans and Colts. I'm going with Texans.
Isn't it? Even if the Titans could somehow have a miracle and win all the rest of their games, they've already blown it because of the Colts and Texans. How do they can't even get in they won't even be able to get into the wild card because they've got too many wins. And the Colts should be that's Joe Flacco, my hero.
Cowboys at 49ers. I'm gonna go with the 49ers.
Who did oh yeah.
Cowboys 49ers.
This is the one time I'm cheering for the 49ers because I just don't. I mean, Cowboys are worse.
Who's
They're
that
worse than
helmet?
the 49ers.
Who's that helmet on the far end down there, Rusty? On the bottom?
On the bottom,
Broncos.
it
Got
is
the-
Denver and Panthers.
Panthers and the Broncos. I'm going Broncos.
Oh, man. Well, they got Sean Payton. That's one thing. But they're starting to ball out. They may be in the playoffs.
Falcons and the Buccaneers. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers.
Nope.
They're playing at home.
They've lost Mike Evans and they've lost.
Well, that doesn't mean that they're going to lose them for the year.
This week.
Well,
Mike Evans is going to be there. And is it Gibbons, the other receiver?
oh, I'm not sure.
They've got two major receivers out. So I can't pick them. I shouldn't have told you that.
Then the Vikings and the Rams. I'm going Vikings.
Oh, yeah.
And the Packers and the Jags. I'm going with Packers.
Let's see. The Vikings, what is their win-loss record?
They're 5-1.
I just heard, once again, on the way over here, Rob Parker say he doesn't think that they're a 5-1 team and definitely doesn't think they're a 6-1.
No,
Evidently, they are. They're winning with a reboot quarterback.
I want to bring up baseball. They are in the World Series. The World Series about ready to start. I will not watch it because I hate both teams with a passion.
I will not watch it because I'd rather watch girls softball from Gallatin High School.
The Yankees and the Dodgers. So if you're not a Yankees and a Dodgers fan, who do you cheer for? There's 3 teams I never want to see win the World Series: the Yankees, the Dodgers, and the Braves. Those 3 teams.
Don't you want the Cubs to win? Because they never do, except that one fluke. A couple of times they've had a fluke. One 100 years
and
ago.
I don't care
one
for the
recently.
Cardinals either. But just those 3 teams, I'd never want to see them win the World Series.
Well,
Are you pointing at me? You calling me out?
see, I
The
think
San Francisco Giants. I know they were bad
baseball,
this year.
they
Went woke. They went woke a couple of years ago, and that's.
I just don't want to watch a pitching and catching game. I can do that. Luke and I can go out here in the yard and throw the ball back and forth and have more fun doing that than watching them pitching and catching. I think they ought to just legally, with doctors watching over them, just go ahead and steroid everybody up, put the ball on a tee stand and just T-ball it. Just pop
$1.
do a home run derby.
Okay.
Or just do a pitching machine, and it just makes sense to make it exciting. When those competitions they have are more exciting than any game I've watched.
I'm gonna have to call the cops.
Why? Because I'm talking about baseball.
No, Luke's got my PayPal saved on his Xbox system
Well,
where he can order stuff.
No, he needs to take that off right now.
I told him he could use it for $1.
No, I think I'm going to take it off.
Anyway,
can you put something on there for me? I'd like a Big Mac and fries. So, have you noticed things have gone up? Economy everything's getting high, but particularly like our food.
It's getting higher than Cheech and Chong.
Tommy Chong's still high, I believe. I think he went to edibles because there's more money in it for him. But anyway, as did Snoop. But I went to Wendy's today and got a biggie bag for $5. And it's not your 3/4 pounders or whatever, but I got a double stack with cheese. I got 4 chicken nuggets. I got fries, and I got a Coke or Dr. Pepper for $5. That was, man, that's a deal. So there, Wendy's, you need to sponsor us. By the way, if you'd like to sponsor our podcast or our wrestling show, just please go to Messenger and send a message to Tim, or you can contact me and I'll get it to Tim, or contact Blackthorn. Also, I believe Hardee's has got a bag for, I think it's 2 sandwiches and fries and a drink for $5.99. Good. Once again, Hardee's, Manager Hardee's, want to give us a sponsorship. Arby's is, I think it's 2 sandwiches for $7, but I think it comes with a meal as well. And of course, McDonald's has got a $5 bag. I can't remember what comes in it. I think it's a burger or a fry, or a chicken sandwich and a fry and a drink. And it seems like there's something else in there too. Anyway, you go get him a snack.
I got him some batteries.
Is he running low?
He's running low.
Anyway, so I gave enough commercials now for cheaper meals. And it's just good. What I had today was plenty to eat. And
I'm going to tell you who has good prices. And it's the
I don't guess you are going to tell us. Sorry.
What's the name of the place, Luke, that the rice and chicken plate?
I don't know that either.
It's over there next to Suntan City.
Is it Slim Chicken? Slim Chicken?
No.
They've got good chicken.
Is
it Zaxby's?
No, it's just
you like Zaxby's?
Chicken and rice. We talked about the rice a little bit long.
Chicken and rice.
Yeah, it's like a.
You went down.
Gyros.
There on Belvedere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
their price is always. I give them a tip because it's so cheap.
Yeah, but it's right there. If you're in Gallatin, you just go down Belvedere Road between that strip mall and Walmart, and it's over to the left. They are delicious and good prices, and very friendly and congenial.
Somebody, Cletus was talking about McDonald's. You get a free trip to the bathroom if you eat at McDonald's. But so Donald Trump was fixing fries, and cooking for McDonald's the other day, and now Rosie O'Donnell has said she's not going. She's boycotting McDonald's.
That might shut them down.
Everybody's like, well, she should have boycotted him a long time ago because maybe he would have made fun of her body.
I'm sure she keeps 2 or 3 McDonald's in business. Well, yeah, and all those people that say if so and so's president, we're leaving, whoever the president is, but because we got fans on both sides.
Somebody died because they ate at McDonald's. Not that one, but it's another one. There was some kind of.
There's so many McDonald's that they're worldwide.
They're privately owned, or they're owned by different franchise managers.
Yeah, they do have some corporate, but then you can franchise. I got to go to one in Mexico City, and it was good. It was similar, slightly different. The burger tasted slightly different. It probably wasn't a corn-fed cow or something, but it was good. And I was down to them in Ecuador, and some of my many travels that got to go on church trips.
I thought you were looking for wrestlers.
Well, I've always had an eye out for that. Yeah. When we were down in Mexico City, is Mills Mascar? It's his. They said it's his son. It might be like
Mil Mascaras.
Mascara. It might be like Rey Mysterio Jr. Actually, his dad was not Rey Mysterio. It was his uncle. But when he took over the wrestling, it became that.
Well, didn't you bring Alejandro Del Negro over?
Let me see. Alejandro Del Negro. Was he the dancer?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Big old boy. And just he could dance like, and then, yeah. I'd like Alejandro somewhere to be in I don't know if it can be worked out or if the powers to be wanted, but I'd like to see Alejandro again performing. And he can even bring his buddy along too, as far as I'm concerned. That would just don't have to be forever, just one time.
Let's see. I got.
I want to see Morphus. You remember Morphus, don't you?
Yeah.
Wore the green suit.
Oh, I still want to bring Morphus in and have him wrestle somebody, and then green screen his match to where it looks like they're not wrestling anybody. They're just jumping around the ring.
Morphus would be a good one
being
for.
flipped without nobody being in the ring with him.
He'd be a good one
Because
for.
he wears the green screen outfit thing.
He'd be a good one for the monster known as Malachi. He could probably give him a good match. He'd make Malachi mad, I'm sure. But that don't take much, does it? He sort of comes mad when he's talking about ring. He's tired of you hoodooing him and allowing everybody, or shenanigans, and allowing everybody to interfere in his matches, though he didn't mind interfering in Matt Starr's match, which got all this started. Matt Dewey Barnes interfered in his match, and then Matt Starr interfered in his match with Dewey Barnes. And so, and once again, I'm your biggest fan, Malachi, despite what everybody else says and what you think. Once again, I think we could take the whole territory over. Of course, I'm going to do it from way back, way back. You're going to be out front. Just
well, we got anything else? I'm burned out.
I'm not. It's your vacation.
I've been working harder this week than I do in my regular week of work.
So once again, check our Facebook pages out, the one you're watching, or Tim Miner's. Go to Tim Miner's YouTube channel, and there's hundreds of matches and other things on there that you can watch. You still one of the biggies that you got. It was Hulk Hogan arm wrestling. Who's the arm wrestling? You remember?
Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant. That's on there, and that's where it's a short clip. It's not a full match type thing. So real quick, that's something to see. And anyways, there are all kinds. There's RWF, there's AWF, there's what is Terry England's UWF? Terry England?
Yeah, UCW.
UCW. I'm sorry, Terry. I never could get it when we worked for you. Anyway, check it. There's all kinds. Of course, there's our RWF and old RWF, and there's all kinds of matches on there that you could just enjoy if you're a wrestling fan.
Oh, some of it goes back 20 years or more.
And of course, SWA.
I have actually got a thing in today.
You might see Sharp Wrist Man as a young man.
I got a thing in today to transfer my VHS tapes. I had one before and it stopped working right, but I got a converter thing today.
I found some more of them
to go back to putting some of the old footage on there. So I might be able to find Sharp Dressed Man when he had dark hair and he was in his early 20s and had hair.
Well, he keeps it cut short. He's got hair. Well, to me, no offense to any of you guys, because any given time I can say this about different wrestlers, but he is just one of my favorites. He's one of the best performers I have seen throughout my years. He just seems to do a little bit or a lot. Let me rephrase that. A lot of everything right. And he can go old school, new school, in between school. He's the master of misdirection as far as the referee is concerned. He's got a way that he moves the crowd either to hate him, and he can get them to love him if he wants to. But and best of all, he and James did a beatdown on Rico. That's why he's not here tonight. He's still nursing from his beatdown. Tim's got another story, but I think you could take that to the bank. If he were here to say, that's not true. No, that isn't what he says. It is not. I am not. Yeah, Rico, you're not here. So I do miss him. I worry about him with his broken ribs from Sharp Wrist Men. So, Tim Miner, you go into any haunted houses?
Oh, well.
Or did you go to any?
I went and picked up Luke the other day. His mom stepped out the front door and kind of scared me.
Wouldn't it be neat if
actually, we went to a haunted house a few weeks ago.
Y'all could have a double date with each other's moms.
We went to.
You're about the same age.
Oh, I thought you were going to throw something at me.
No.
We went to a haunted house that had a haunted woods, haunted hayride. Had several haunted.
Talk to me.
But they had these guys walking on stilts, and those long-legged, those real tall people, they're walking on stilts.
You sure that wasn't Malachi?
No, it wasn't Malachi.
He is a monster.
They were taller than Malachi. I don't see how they were walking out there without falling over.
Wow.
But But that was pretty good. We're gonna plan on going to some this weekend. This coming Saturday.
Can you take pictures of any of those? And
Well, you can't take your camera out in the middle of going through
Okay, I was just thinking you could post some things on Facebook. People might be interested in those, particularly as next 2 weekends are coming up.
And of course, what's the one that's really bad?
Malachi.
Beast House.
Oh yeah, that's one. Is that Lone Wolf?
That's one that you can go in and get your money back if you get out for something. Yeah, there's one of them.
Is that Lone Wolf?
No, we went to his a few weeks ago.
He's the one that's got dinner and a movie and the.
Oh yeah, you can go in there and watch dinner movie in a haunted house.
That's down in Madison. So my church is having a trunk or treat, whatever they call it, something slightly different. It's on Lot 4 Road, right off of Gallatin Road or Nashville Pike. You can see it from that intersection in Gallatin, 109.
I'm gonna dress up like a taco.
I might come as Blackthorn. I don't know. Anyway,
I'm not dressed up like a taco. One of them big women at church might try to eat me.
Okay. Anyway, feel free. Bring your kids there. It's open to the public. And if not, this will be the weekend. Ours is on Sunday, 4:30 to 6, and there'll be candy for the kids. There'll be some refreshments and stuff for everybody, but for adults that come, if you want, you can come and sit down and just let your kids go around. You can see it the way we got it set up. You'll be able to see a nice, safe atmosphere. The police come and sit on our property while we're doing this, for protection. And it's just a nice, fun time. Once again, there'll be churches all over, because I know a lot of you people are not in Gallatin or Hendersonville, but there'll be places you can go. Murfreesboro World Outreach Church does this really well. They have concerts and all kinds of things. Should have the jumpy houses and all that kind of stuff, cotton candy, popcorn, as well as the candy. But anyway, find you one of those good places to go. The churches are good, safe places to do it at. And a Cornerstone down in Madison, they always do a big blowout with that. So just have a fun week. So much of the church world for a long time, matter of fact, haunted houses, I believe, started in churches and the JCs. And then we began to doing research and everything and found out, well, all this horrible satanic stuff. So we just threw it all out. So, but they're still fun to be had. And I won't get into a big dissertation about all that right now. If you see me personally somewhere, and I'll be glad to talk to you about it. But still, there's so much fun to be had during this season. Kids are going to be doing it anyway. The way times change, it's hard to just let your kids go through any given neighborhood. It needs to be people you know and places you know are right around your house, and you need to check out, all this, but be sure to check out all their goodies that they get. And I think you can still take it to the police station and they scan it or whatever.
They'll steal some of your candy?
Probably.
That's probably Rico would do.
Well, if you got a donut in there, Rico's going to abscond it. But anyways, just go find one of those good places for you to have good family fun, and you enjoy it. So I'm through, Tim Miner. You got anything else now?
I'm ready to take a nap.
Okay, so we're going to stay on 10 more minutes while Tim sleeps, and we're just going to watch him.
We're not going to do that.
So let's put on a baseball game so you can go to sleep. The World Series would be good.
Well, if it's the Yankees and the Dodgers, I would go to sleep because I don't care about watching them teams, or the Braves if they were playing.
And find you a good wrestling show to go to the next 2 or 3 weeks and show up at RWF on the 16th.
I got to stretch before I fall asleep, but I'm going to jump over here and get ready to take us off the air.
Well,
so we will be back on the air next week. We'll have more information about the upcoming show. But until then, this is the voice, Timothy Miner, along with
Rusty the Ref,
saying good night.